Some women walked down the aisle. Linda walked away. And what she discovered that day changed her life forever. Stay with this story until the very end, because the moment Linda almost stayed is the moment many women watching will recognize themselves. There is a moment right before a life changes when everything becomes quiet, not dramatic, not loud, just still. That was the moment Linda stood in her wedding dress at 35 years old. She was surrounded by flowers, family, and expectations. And she realized something terrifying. She was about to promise forever to a future she was not sure she wanted. Linda was not careless with love. She was thoughtful, patient. She was the kind of woman who believed in commitment and loyalty. She believed love was something you worked at, even when it was uncomfortable. At 35, she was not desperate, but she was tired. Tired of starting over, tired of explaining herself, tired of being told quietly and sometimes loudly that time was running out. She had loved before, deeply. And like many women, she had learned to love in a way that required endurance. Endurance of silence, endurance of emotional distance, endurance of waiting to be understood later. So when she met Daniel, it felt different. He was calm, responsible, predictable in a good way. He did not play games. He did not disappear. He was admired by others, respected by her family, and approved by her friends. Everyone said the same thing. They said, "He is a good man." They said, "You are lucky." They said, "This is the kind of love that lasts." And Linda wanted to believe them. The relationship was not chaotic. There were no dramatic fights, no obvious red flags. But there was something else, a quiet feeling she could not name. She often felt unseen, not mistreated, just not fully met. It was as if parts of her had to be softened, simplified, or set aside to keep the peace. Sometimes she felt like she was translating her emotions into a language Daniel did not speak fluently. And every time she felt that gentle ache in her chest, she told herself it was normal. She told herself this is what mature love looks like. Not everything has to feel intense. Peace is quiet. But there is a difference between peace and numbness. The doubts did not arrive all at once. They came in moments. Moments when she imagined her future and felt nothing. Moments when she cried after arguments, not because of what was said, but because she could not explain why she felt so lonely beside someone who loved her. Sometimes she asked herself a question she was afraid to answer. If nothing ever changes, can I live like this forever? Fear answered before truth could. Fear of being alone. Fear of starting over at 35. Fear of disappointing everyone who believed this was right. So she pushed the question down and kept moving forward. When Daniel proposed, Linda smiled. She cried, but not the way she imagined she would one day. The ring was beautiful. The moment was planned. Everyone celebrated. She told herself this was happiness. This was the next step. This was what she was supposed to want. Sometimes the most convincing lies are the ones we repeat gently to ourselves. As the wedding day approached, something inside Linda began to tighten. She started waking up with a heavy chest. Nothing was wrong, but everything felt off. She noticed how often she fantasized about silence, about being alone without guilt, about pausing time. She tried to talk to friends. They said everyone gets nervous. They said it is just cold feet. They said it will all feel right once you are married. But cold feet do not feel like grief. On the morning of the wedding, the day was beautiful. Soft light filled the room. Music played quietly. Her dress hung perfectly, waiting. Makeup artists laughed. Bridesmaids buzzed with excitement. And Linda sat very still. As she looked at herself in the mirror, she barely recognized the woman staring back. She did not look like a bride. She looked like someone about to disappear into a life that did not belong to her. When the dress was zipped and someone said, "You look perfect," her heart dropped. Because she realized she had spent her whole life being perfect for everyone else, and this moment, this one irreversible step, felt like the final goodbye to herself. Her hands began to shake. Her breathing slowed. And in that silence, a thought rose with terrifying clarity. If I walk down that aisle, I will never forgive myself. Linda did not run. She did not scream. She simply said quietly, "I cannot do this." People thought she was overwhelmed. They told her to sit down, to breathe, to think. But Linda had been thinking for years. She took off the ring. Tears fell freely as she whispered words she had never said out loud before. "I choose peace, not excitement, not certainty, peace." And she walked out. Walking away did not feel brave at first. It felt devastating. She broke hearts. She shocked people. She went home, sat on the floor in her wedding dress, and cried until her body hurt. But beneath the pain was something unfamiliar. Relief. The kind of relief that comes when you stop betraying yourself. In the months that followed, Linda learned something most women are never taught. Love should not require self-abandonment. Commitment should not feel like emotional suffocation. And choosing yourself does not mean you failed, it means you listened. This story is not really about a wedding. It is about the quiet moments women ignore. The moments when your body knows before your mind does. The moments when everything looks right on the outside, but something feels wrong on the inside. If you feel constantly anxious in love, if you feel unheard but cannot explain why, if you feel like you are shrinking to maintain harmony, that is not maturity. That is self-abandonment. The moment Linda almost stayed was not because she loved him more than herself. It was because she was afraid of loneliness. And that fear keeps many women trapped in lives that do not nourish them. Loneliness passes, regret lingers. Linda did not walk away because she did not love. She walked away because she loved herself enough to refuse a future that felt wrong. And maybe the bravest thing a woman can do is not say, "I do," but say, "I deserve more." If this story touched something inside you, you are not alone. Share it with someone who needs it. And remember, choosing peace is never a mistake. If Linda's story touched something inside you, remember this: choosing yourself is not selfish. Walking away from a life that doesn't nourish your heart is not failure. It is courage. It is wisdom. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Are you living for yourself or for what others expect? If this story resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And always remember, peace is never a mistake. Subscribe for more stories that touch the heart, open the mind, and help you choose yourself.